Okay, so have you ever, like, put your phone down on one of those wireless charging pads?
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Like, how is this even happening?
It feels like magic, right?
Yeah, it
It
does.
really does.
Like, it feels like magic, but, we are about science and about figuring out how things actually work.
Absolutely.
So today, we are diving deep, deep, deep into the world of wireless charging
Yes, we are.
and figuring out, how does it actually work? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, what's the science behind it? What
Yeah,
makes it tick?
exactly. And, it is kind of interesting because the tech behind wireless charging is actually pretty old.
Mhm.
So why does it feel so futuristic?
Right.
Like, why are we only just now getting to a point where we can just plop our phone down on a little pad and it just charges?
Like, why does my electric toothbrush use it?
But we've got some really, really cool sources to kind of pull from. And I think this is going to be a very interesting conversation. So to kick things off, I think the best place to start is with the science, right?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Go
So,
ahead.
the heart of wireless charging, it's this principle called electromagnetic induction.
Electromagnetic induction.
Sounds complicated.
It does.
It's really not.
Okay.
So think of it like this. You know those charging pads, the things you put your phone on?
Yeah.
Inside those pads, there's a coil of wire.
Okay.
And when electricity flows through that coil, it creates this invisible magnetic field around it.
Okay. So like a force field.
Sort of, yeah. Now, your phone also has a coil inside it, like a little receiver.
Okay.
And when you bring these two coils close together, like when you put your phone on the pad,
Uh-huh.
that magnetic field from the charging pad, it interacts with the coil in your phone.
Okay.
And it transfers energy wirelessly. And then your phone takes that energy, converts it back into electricity, and bam, your battery's charging.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So it's like the charging pad is sending out these little energy waves
Mm-hmm.
and the phone is just there to catch them.
Exactly. Like a game of catch.
Wow. And so that's the same technology that's in my electric toothbrush.
Pretty much anything that charges wirelessly,
No.
it's using the same principle,
Okay, hold on. So if we can send energy wirelessly, right? Like, why do we need the pad?
right?
Like, why can't I just charge my phone from across the room?
So that's the dream, right? Charging from anywhere.
Yeah.
But the type of electromagnetic induction that we use in those charging pads, it works best over very short distances.
Okay.
The further away you get, the weaker that magnetic field becomes, and the less energy actually gets transferred.
So it's like if you're trying to throw a ball to someone,
Hmm.
if they're right next to you, it's easy.
Yeah.
But if they're far away,
You got to put a lot more effort into it,
yeah.
and you might miss.
Okay, that makes sense. So, like, is there any way to charge over longer distances?
There is actually. There's something called resonant wireless charging, and it can charge devices over slightly longer distances.
Longer than a charging pad.
Yeah, like maybe a couple of feet.
Okay, so still not across the room.
Not quite, but the problem is it's not very efficient.
Okay.
It wastes a lot of energy.
So back to the throwing analogy. It's
Yeah.
like you're throwing 100 balls,
Mm-hmm.
hoping one of them reaches your friend. Gotcha. So not ideal.
Not yet. But there are companies working on something even cooler called over-the-air charging. The idea is to beam focused energy directly to devices.
So you can just walk into your house
Hmm.
and your phone just starts charging.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's still in development, but it's definitely a possibility for the future.
I mean, that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this is kind of blowing my mind. So, we've been talking about all this cool futuristic stuff, but isn't the tech behind wireless charging like over 100 years old?
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
how is that even possible?
Well, it all goes back to this guy named Nikola Tesla.
Oh, yeah, Tesla, the car company.
No, this is a different Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Nikola Tesla, he was a brilliant scientist and inventor.
Okay.
Like way back in the late 1800s, early 1900s,
Okay.
he was already experimenting with wireless power transfer.
No way.
Yeah, he even had this like grand vision of powering entire cities wirelessly.
Wow.
But back then, the technology just wasn't there yet.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But still, it's amazing to think that he was thinking about this stuff over 100 years ago.
Yeah, he was way ahead of his time. Electric toothbrushes were some of the earliest adopters of wireless charging, actually.
Really?
Because, think about it, you're using it in a wet environment,
Yeah.
and exposed metal contacts, they can rust and corrode.
Makes sense.
But with wireless charging, you eliminate that problem.
So, next time I'm brushing my teeth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be thinking about Nikola Tesla. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So I think we've pretty much, we've covered it all. We've gone from the basics of electromagnetic induction
Hmm.
to futuristic over-the-ear charging.
Yep.
And we even took a little trip back in time with Nikola Tesla.
It's been a journey.
It has. It
Mhm.
really has. Yeah. So I think the big takeaway here is that wireless charging, it's not magic, it's science. And it's science that has the potential to, really change the way we live.
Definitely.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive. I hope you learned something new. And as always,
Yeah.
stay curious.